This lovely town is Tromso in the north of Norway. Home to 65,000 people, it is perfectly positioned to be the pushing off point for our most northern adventure yet. That time is upon us once again. I'm not sure what day it is, I think it's Saturday on a beautiful sunny day, and we're about to cast off to get some diesel and then bound for Svalbard. Let's get this adventure going. Welcome back to Adventure Now. Excitement and tension is high as we go off in search of latitudes we never previously dreamed of sailing to.
Very exciting. It's 24th of June, so after the longest day of the year, and we are heading to Svalbard, starting now.
Further north with every knot that we make than we've ever been before. I love this. Alongside adventure comes risk. I think everybody appreciates that. In this episode, you are going to see something that was indeed a risk, and it is also something that we have been criticised for. But in the interest of openness and full disclosure, we intend to show all aspects of our adventure, whether vanilla or not, even if it is highlighted as an example of what not to do. But to me, no matter how you choose to live your life, it is always a balance between risk and reward. Risk versus reward, there's a thing. Get it wrong, it will sting. But what is life without a chance? Is it life or just a trance? Sing, dance, play your hand. You're a rock star, it's your band. Dream at night, love your days, and live your life while the music plays. Time do we leave, Ashley?
I think 11.
So 11 o'clock, that means 7 hours on the go. We knew we'd have a motor out from Tromso along the fjords, and we've got clear of the headland that's just behind us. We're making some good speed in a force 5, 18 to sort of 23 knots I would say, and 6.5 to 7 knots. A bit lumpy, we don't really want it on the nose like this, but we're probably going to have that until maybe 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But the sea state is pretty good at the moment, so we'll take it, because then the wind is due to go a bit more east and then southeast, so we'll have it on the beam and then the quarter, which hopefully over the next few days will get us into Svalbard.
Fingers crossed for that. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, but it's full daylight and the sun is well above the horizon, but we are over 71 degrees north. How was your sleep?
Probably the best ever had on passage. Tucked into this little corner with the boat peeled over to, hang on, port. It was very nice. And it's nice to wake up and get the good news from you that we're on course, doing about 7 knots. The wind's calmed down and all is good, and I can see the sunshine. So I'm going to get up, make some breakfast, or 1 o'clock breakfast.
You look like you were in a colourful mess.
I am.
All the blankets and towels.
I've had my first 4 hours in bed and I slept pretty well. Well, not in bed actually, just down in the saloon. We're beating still, but the sea's been pretty kind to us. It's not very rough at all. We're making some good progress. Still looking forward to the wind going on the beam, but the sun is shining and it's a very, very nice morning. Here's a nice bit of normal life on board, also on passage. We've got 15 knots of breeze just forward of the beam. The sun is shining, so it's lovely and warm in the cockpit enclosure. We're making 7 knots or so towards Bear Island. I'm reading a book by the fairly incredible Bernard Mattissier while Asher catches up on some sleep. It's nice when it's like this, it's calm, you can sit back and enjoy it. We've been to some strange places, and now we find ourselves coming into South Harbour on Bear Island, which is kind of slap bang in the middle of the Barents Sea and the Greenland Sea, halfway up to Svalbard. It's pretty incredible, really. It seems these days you can't go anywhere without running into tourists. As we cruise into the anchorage at South Harbour, we see Lia ahead of us. Beth and Ed have been joined by Sam Holmes for this trip up to Svalbard. If you haven't seen Sam's videos on YouTube, then check them out. And if you have, then I would say you've already met him, because in the flesh he's exactly the same as you see on YouTube.
Hey, Bear Island. No, I haven't seen any bears. It's named Bear Island because when they discovered it, they found polar bears swimming like the same day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Like a family of them.
Really?
But I heard it's kind of rare to see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're there. Maybe not that
Well,
many.
you never know. You might.
We might.
Ah, good morning.
Smells good.
Look, Ed on the bacon.
Morning, Ed.
Good morning.
Nice
Welcome
to
to
see
Bear
you.
Island.
Thank you.
Now, it's quite strange, isn't it, on a passage having a break in the middle?
Yeah, yeah.
Why isn't there a bear island in the middle of every passage?
I was reading about apparently there's very little chance of seeing a bear.
That's what Sam said.
We should plant a few bear islands.
After a very agreeable mid-passage break and breakfast, Sam's water taxis jumped into action again to take us back to Altor. The anchorage was getting a bit rolly, so it was time to go and continue our journey north. After a bit of time with Perkins, the wind has filled in again, and now we're doing some lazy jib-only sailing because it's given us a nice amount of speed, a good amount of comfort, and we're 125 miles away from our destination. Our first sight of land after a passage always makes us smile, and this looked to be one very isolated and desolate destination indeed. Or was it? I thought we were the first human beings up here, but seems like a couple of cruise ships have beaten us to it, Asher. Well, Ashy, 3:48 in the morning. We are alongside another British boat in Svalbard. Congratulations. Thank you. It's cool, isn't it? It's absolute daylight, but we're whispering.
Oh dear. Everybody hide!
Yes!
Yeah.
That's how it's done.
Well done. See, Polish
Nice. Look at that.
experts, aren't they?
Don't waste the drop.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Svalbard.
Svalbard.
Yeah.
Svalbard.
Now, we've been to some beautiful places, but have you ever seen anything quite as beautiful as this? Or have I just got some of the mud from this river in my eyes? Yep, it's fair to say that Longyearbyen is not the prettiest place that we've ever seen. However, it is an essential stop-off in order to get supplies including diesel, so we could venture off into the more remote places of Svalbard to see where the real natural beauty is. That's what we came for, so that's what we set off to do. So there we are, out of Longyearbyen. That's my best attempt at saying it. I'm not sure how close or far where I am, but you know, I think it's better to try than not. We're pretty pleased to be on the move. We needed some supplies and we got everything that we wanted there, but lots of cruise ships, very, very commercialised to be quite honest. I understand they get good money from the tourists, so they have to commercialise it in that way, I guess. But it didn't feel as sort of personal and nice as some of the other places we visited, but we didn't come here for the capital. We came here for the remoteness, and that's what we're seeking now, on the way to Pyramiden. Another attempt, no idea how good or bad, but that's where we're going. 20 miles or so up the coast and around into the other fjord. No wind, so it's another workout for Perkins as we cruise along, but it's mild and it's very pleasant. Sam Holmes over there seems to have pirated Lia, because I haven't seen Ed and Beth for quite some time, so I'm not sure if he ejected them over the side, but he seems to be single-handed, which we know is what he loves, so well done, Sam. I like your new oyster. I'm fairly gobsmacked. I know what a glacier is, but suddenly seeing just this huge ice wall, seeing it in the flesh, it's kind of blown my mind really. And I should be concentrating because we've got these little ice cubes down here. See that?
I can, yeah.
Okay, now it's time for the spoiler alert. If you are adverse to risk, then I suggest you look away now. We knew that what we were about to do was very risky, and I wouldn't advise or encourage anyone else to do this. As individuals, we have power over our own decisions, and we decided to approach the glacier. I can feel the cold, like falling off it. Can you feel that?
Yeah, I can.
It's incredible.
I haven't felt such intense cold on my paluszki since I lived in Poland and it was a frosty winter.
Well, I don't know about your paluszki, but maybe you should wear thicker trousers, but my fingers are cold. Altor of Down, 78 degrees north. I can't believe it, we're by a glacier. And to be honest with you, we normally sail alone, one boat show. I couldn't imagine a better boat to cruise with and the motley crew aboard. Here we are, let's say hello to him.
Bears!
Get out of it. Good try.
Gin and tonic with the ice?
It's got to be done, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well,
Oh look, you've got it on deck. Oh yeah, yes. Ed's got his chopper out.
How are you liking your adventure, Mr. Thompson?
For once I'm stuck for words. I don't really know what to say. I think it's absolutely astonishing and an incredible privilege to be this close and feeling that cold coming at us. And as I get closer, I see all these big cracks and I think if one of these things decides to fall in, that's not pleasant.
Look at the depth.
I know, I've got it. Well, I think I've felt the refrigerator for long enough. I think we're gonna mosey on out, eh?
Yeah,
Incredible.
that's so serious.
Here we go. I am sure that there will be differing opinions about our glacier experience, and I had the choice whether or not to post this on YouTube, but I am not disingenuous. So whether or not this is used as an example of what not to do, this is what we did. Many people have different ways in which to get their adrenaline kicks. Whether you base jump, mountain bike, paraglide, free dive, mountain climb, or even walk out of your front door, there is always an element of risk. No matter what your skill set or level of judgment is, we all benefit from Lady Luck, and we appreciate her smiling on us throughout all of our adventures so far. Thank you.
We're in the Russian coal mining town, which is abandoned now, and the silence is pretty deafening. It's really incredible. Everything looks so decrepit. It's creepy and fascinating at the same time.
I have often wondered what it is about dereliction that is so fascinating and beautiful. Is it perhaps that we are being confronted by the reality of life itself, in that everything must come to an end, and in dereliction we are witnessing the end of a life cycle? This town's life is over, and nature is taking it back, piece by piece. And these are its death throes. As we wandered around the cold concrete loneliness, we didn't find a single sign of life. No rats, cobwebs, or any creepy crawlies. Just a feeling of total and utter emptiness. The kind of emptiness that weighs heavily on your brow and pulls deeply into the pit of your stomach. I can't tell you what a soul is, but I can tell you that this place no longer has one.
To find love in the strangest of places. When I was a younger man, like many younger men, I would say, I'm not scared of anything. My dad, on the other hand, was always scared of heights. And as I've got older, probably for the last 5 years or so, I'm now getting a bit scared of heights, which is why Asher goes up the mast much more than I do. But it was worth climbing up here just to complete our little tour of this totally remarkable place. We have an incredible glacier that we were blown away by yesterday. The beauty of this place is incredible, and yet it's sat right next to this unbelievable level of dereliction. But here we can see the town in the distance, which from here looks to be a little bit more preserved. So I think now is the time to climb down from this very sketchy, rusty old hulk of a structure, get back onto terra firma where I'll feel a lot happier, and hopefully go and find some coffee and cake in the village with Ed and Beth. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's do it.
In 1927, this part of Spitsbergen was sold to the Soviet Union. In 1998, mining operations ceased and the town was abandoned. But as you can see, this part of the town remains largely intact and in fact is now a tourist destination. This building remains open, fully functioning, and is actually rather grand. It seems that there was quite the community here when mining operations were in full effect. There was a school, swimming pool, and all the facilities provided in this building, which now provides a fascinating insight into how the families lived, worked, and formed their community in this remote part of the world. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for this episode of Adventure Now. Please join us next time as we venture once again further north in this spectacular landscape amongst the ice on our way to Ni-Alesund, another mining town. And then after that, we continue further, sailing at night in bright sunshine, with the aim of reaching the latitude of 80 degrees north. Until the next time, Altor out.
Sam Holmes sailing, he could get on anything.